1039 LI News Radio presents Meet the Candidates with Jay Oliver.
Welcome to 1039 LI News Radio. I'm Jay Oliver, and I have the good fortune of having Mr. Kevin LaValle with us today. And Kevin, of course, is running for the spot on the Brookhaven Town Board, 3rd District.
Yes.
And if anybody kind of knows the LaValle name, his brother is the GOP chairman in Southern County. And kind of runs in the family, the political stream, sort of?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just something that, public service is something that's been very big in my family, to say the least. With my cousin Ken, state senator for years, and then my brother John running for office. It's something that we've always taken to, really trying to help people in the community. Is something we've always been raised with.
A spot on the town board in Brookhaven. Give me a little bit of the steps for Kevin LaValle to kind of get to this point. Give me some of the, when did it kind of hit you that you wanted to run for public office, that type of thing?
Well, when I was younger, like I said, I grew up around this business, but all the way through my career. I grew up in Center Reach. I graduated from Center Reach High School, got my undergraduate degree from Salisbury University in political science. When I got out professionally, I started working for Dan LaSquadro. I was his chief of staff. I left that office after 2 years, went into the private sector. Ran a title agency for it was President Pardo for 4 years, and then came back after merging the company. I came back into government working part-time for legislator Tom Muratori, and it's working right in the district I grew up in. And you know what? You look around, and I think a big question I get from the residents is, what about us? They look around and they see all these other communities doing different things, and they say, what about us? On the legislative level, we've really accomplished a lot. I think on the town level, there's still a great deal to accomplish, and that's really why I'm running this year.
Now, you mentioned the residents, because obviously they would love to see the 3rd District thrive as they see some of the others. What are some of the key issues that you're going to attack once in, if in?
Yeah.
What are some of the things Kevin LaValle is going to say? You know what? I've got to get this, and this right off the bat.
I think the biggest thing that I've noticed so far, and I've walked and talked to thousands of residents to this point in this campaign, and you hear a lot of different questions that they have. A big thing are taxes. They look at, they're paying the quality of life issues that we have with the roads. And they also, a big concern that's alarming is the transparency in government right now. That I think a lot of residents feel as though they don't have the access to government that they should have. So those are a few things that I just jump out at me.
It's almost like, and I'm a community guy. I live in the Rocky Point area, and I think a lot of people want that connection.
Absolutely.
And I think sometimes residents lose the connection with their leaders. Yeah. And I think sometimes it's important, but it sounds like you want to kind of get into the community, get in touch with these people, and kind of, really firsthand know what their needs are.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been a big thing. I mean, with running for office, I think the best way, a lot of people will just sit in an office, read polls, and say, this is what people think. But until you actually get out there and you're talking to people and you're shaking their hand and you really hear what they have to say, it's an amazing experience. And I think that's the only way you can address those concerns going forward, is knowing up front.
Kevin, Brookhaven Township is such a large township. So many people, so many areas of different types of problems. And when you look at the county and the shortfall, $250 million or so, that the county executive has to deal with, I mean, that kind of spills over into the townships too, because that's part of the problems that some of the residents are going to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that all revolves around taxes. At the end of the day,
which is probably the number one issue, I would imagine.
Oh, absolutely. I hear a lot about school taxes, especially in the Sachem School District after the votes they had this past year. But on a town level, you really have to say, we have to stop. Because if you look at what goes on, the school taxes go up $400, and then, your county taxes go up another $50, and then if we raise taxes, then you're talking about a $600 tax increase. It's not acceptable for the residents. Really have to hold the line right now, make sure government is running as efficiently as possible so we can provide the services at a cost that the taxpayers can live with. That's very, very important.
Well, listen, the LaValle name rings true. Ken, state senator, of course, your brother John Jay. It's a pleasure to have you here. Kevin LaValle, running for a spot on the Brookhaven Town Board, 3rd District.
Well, thank you very much, Jay. I appreciate you having me.
Pleasure to have you. And for 1039 Long Island News Radio, I'm Jay Oliver.